My name's Dan Rosser. I'm the principal here at Wootton Park School, and I'd like to tell you a little bit about early years at Wootton Park and what it might mean if you decide that we're the right place for your child. So here at Wootton Park, we're still a relatively small school. We're an all-through school, which means that we take the children at the age of 4 into early years, and they can stay with us right up until their A-levels until they turn 19. We take 60 children in each year group into the reception and the primary phase, and then we go up to 4 form groups, 120 currently in the secondary phase. The real benefit for starting your child with us in early years is that they then stay with the school for the whole of their education. They don't have to make that decision at the end of year 6 about which secondary school they might get, because once they're a learner at Wootton Park, they then stay with us for the duration of their learning. So how do we approach learning at Wootton Park? We truly believe that your child is the most important thing to us, and therefore we need to be outstanding. We're very proud that in July 2019, we had our first full Ofsted inspection, and we were judged to be outstanding in all areas. That's outstanding in leadership and management, teaching and learning, personal development, and more importantly for you, early years provision. Ofsted also judged our outcomes for pupils to be outstanding. We were very proud of that judgment, and we felt it gave us the recognition that what we're doing is right, it's proper, and it's making sure that our children are getting the very best start in life. When we first opened just over 5 years ago now, we came up with a set of non-negotiables, things that underpin every decision that we make at Wootton Park. The first is that we're a smaller school where every child does matter. With only 60 children going into each year group at primary, we know our children inside out. We know their challenges, we know what they're good at, we know what support they need. So nobody slips through the net here at Wootton Park. For us, it's all about relationships. We have high aspirations for all our children. Regardless of what phase of education they're in, we believe that every child can achieve, and we could give them the support that they need in order to manage that. We also believe that clear communication is really important. Picking your first school for your child is a big decision. So the more communication you can have with my staff and the school, we think will support your child. So we encourage parents to engage with us through email, through phone calls, obviously when we're in a different world without COVID, coming in and having one-to-one meetings. But communication to us is vital. We're a school based on 3 core principles. Attainment for all, as I said, that idea that every child can achieve their potential, but also about public service and about building a stronger society. We want to develop young people with fantastic skills, with numeracy and literacy and phonics and so on, but also young people that have manners, that say please and thank you, that know how to work as part of a team, that know how to share the toys that they're playing with, that know how to look after each other, that show empathy for their peers. So for us, it's about developing the whole child, both the academic, but also them as a young person. We're very proud of some of the data that we've had since we opened in September 2016 down in the primary phase. You'll see from the screen that our early years data is consistently 7 or 8% above national. This puts us firmly in the outstanding category. Our last data in 2018-19 was 80% of the children met the good level of development. That was a whole 8.2% above national. Our Year 1 phonics data is also very, very strong. In 2018-19, 98.3% of our children hit the expectation with their phonics. We received a letter from the DfE Minister stating that we're in the top 3% of schools in the country. And that progress continues into the Year 2 SATs. On the right-hand side, you'll see our SAT results for 2018-19, again compared to national. In the majority of areas, we were at least 8 or 9% above national. Again, that makes us outstanding in all categories. So what would learning at Wootton Park look like for your child? We have monitoring and assessment every 6 to 8 weeks. We want to know where your child is in their learning. We don't want to get to Christmas and find out that they've not developed with their fine motor skills, or they've not developed in their literacy. So by doing regular monitoring and assessment, we can check on their progress. We then report that to you on a daily and on a weekly basis through an online platform called Tapestry. Many of you will be familiar with that from your nursery provision, but it's a great tool for us to communicate with parents very quickly, very easily, and that you can also communicate back with us as well. It's also about personalised learning and experience for all abilities. And as I said before, regardless of their starting point, we want all learners to make that progress and to achieve. And the real way that you can get that through personalised learning is by knowing the children. And again, as I said earlier, that's something I believe we're very good at. We also have a focus on the basics, the reading, the writing and the numeracy. In our early years provision, we have a ratio of 1 to 12 when we deliver the reading and the writing and the numeracy. And we do that each morning, so the children get an input on their phonics and on their numeracy in a small group. So again, we can tailor it to their needs. We have some learners that are very good and very able with their reading and their writing, so we can stretch and challenge. We have some learners that need a little bit more help. So again, being in a slightly smaller group will support them for their development. But we firmly believe if we get the basics right, then they're going to fly in the other areas. And finally, we have high expectations for all. I know some people have found this a challenge over the past couple of years, but we don't apologise for our high expectations. We believe that the children come to school to learn, to develop, but also to have fun. And in order to achieve that, it's important that you have clear boundaries and clear expectations. And they run for all children here at Wootton Park. A little bit about our staff. One of the perks of my job, I think, as a founding head teacher, is that I've been able to appoint all of the staff that we have here at Wootton Park. So I know that our staff truly are inspirational and outstanding. All of our early years practitioners are fully qualified as early years teachers. They've all studied at degree level for that qualification. They're experts in their field. All of our staff are committed to learning. And more importantly, all of our staff enjoy having fun. We believe that if the children are happy, if they're engaged, if they're having fun in their learning, then they're going to make progress. So I think our staffing here at Wootton Park, I believe, is second to none compared to any other school in the country. Our early years team is led by 3 senior leaders who are all very experienced within early years. We've got Hannah Webb, my associate assistant principal. Hannah's been teaching for a number of years. She helped set up our early years provision here at Wootton Park, and she has oversight of both early years and year 1. So they have that progression when they go from early years into the next phase of their learning. Jane Page is my senior vice principal. Jane has been teaching for over 18 years now. She's been a deputy head for over 10 years. She's been a head teacher in a large primary school, and she's my designated safeguarding lead. Jane has day-to-day oversight of the primary phase. And then finally, we've got Kaylee Smith. Kaylee's my assistant principal. Again, she's got an early years experience and degree. She's been a senior leader for over 8 years and is very experienced, particularly around data and progress within the early years phase. So you'll see that we've got a very strong team looking after your child should they come and join us here at Wootton Park. All 3 of my senior leaders still teach in early years. So I said at the beginning of the video that we had Ofsted join us in July 2019. And here are some of the quotes that I thought might be pertinent to you as early years parents picking your first school for your child. Some of the quotes we were particularly proud of from Ofsted were, "Pupils' personal development and the welfare of pupils is outstanding. We know our children and we look after them. The quality of teaching, learning and assessment is outstanding. Expectations are very high. Teachers are uncompromising in ensuring that pupils meet the high standards expected of them. Parents strongly agree that their children are happy and well looked after. And we put a great value on what parents say. The behaviour of pupils is outstanding, and the pastoral care provided in school is exceptionally strong. That again for us reiterates what I was saying about we know our children and we know how to look after them. So what did Ofsted say specifically about the early years provision here at Wootton Park? They said the leadership of early years is outstanding. They said that our curriculum was highly innovative. We respond to the children's needs and their interests. The quality of teaching and learning is considerably high. Children are purposefully engaged in a variety of learning activities. It talked about our stimulating environment. We had this inspection when we were in our temporary build. We're now in our new £20 million building. So you can imagine the facilities that we're now able to offer the children. The behaviour of children is exemplary, and the interactions between children and adults is purposeful and exceptionally positive. And as I've said already, we were very proud of those comments about our early years provision. We're a learning community here at Wootton Park, and we're one big family, and that's one of our real strengths. We have the benefits of an all-through school. Particularly for you as early years parents, I think there's a real benefit of coming into an all-through school where we've got specialist teachers from our secondary phase who deliver in primary. So all of our children, right from early years, will learn Spanish for half an hour a week, going up to an hour as they get a bit older. They'll have PE delivered by our qualified PE teachers from the secondary phase. They'll be able to learn art and humanities, accessing science in the science labs when they get slightly older. And I believe those are the true benefits of being an all-through school. They'll have a sports hall and a dance studio to do PE. They'll have a drama studio in which to do their drama lessons. So far more resources than perhaps you would find in other primary schools. We encourage peer coaching and support. We use our older children to support the younger children as positive role models to help them with their reading and their writing. We have house competitions and collaboration. Many schools have moved away from the idea that competition is a healthy thing. We think it can be positive because it can stretch and it can challenge as long as it's done in a supportive way. So we embrace and we encourage house competition here at Wootton Park. And then we also have enrichment for all the children. In early years, that starts at Christmas time, when we'll offer a range of clubs for 30 minutes to start with, so they can get involved in different activities. That could be dance, it could be cheerleading, it could be cookery, it could be art, it could be puzzles, it could be computing. A whole range of opportunities for them to get involved in. I mentioned briefly about our facilities. In September this year, so a few weeks ago, we moved into our new £20 million new build. It's a fantastic resource, and we believe that the children are benefiting already from things like the sports hall and the dance studio, the IT facilities, the art studio, etc. It's a real opportunity for the children to learn in a truly exceptional environment. So those are the things that I wanted to make you aware of, let you know about here at Wootton Park. Clearly things are very different at the moment due to COVID, and we're not able to have people on site. But please do pick up the phone, drop us an email, set up a Teams meeting if you'd like to know more about Wootton Park as you start to make those very difficult decisions about whether we're the right place for your child to start their learning and their education. I wish you well,